you're on SNL and you worked very hard for 7 years,
Yes.
I think.
Just in fact.
And it took a toll because the kind of work you were doing is very labor intensive.
The shorts
were really labor intensive. And then I imagine there's all kinds of pressure. Give us another one of those. It becomes viral the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, just be that hit.
I mean, yes. For the first 5 years, we couldn't believe our luck. You know, they're like, they're just asking for him now. We have like a spot on the show every week. But not coincidentally, after 5 seasons, Keeve and Yorm both kind of left and were half working there, half not. Keeve went and made a movie. Yorm went and made a movie. And it started getting a lot more difficult physically and creatively.
Yeah.
And so by the end of the 7th season, I was like, I don't think I can do it anymore, basically.
So I went back for the 50th.
Yeah.
And I was in the audience and really enjoying the show. And then I think the 3 of you did a short about anxiety.
Oh, yes,
at
yes,
SNL.
yes. And I did it with Mike Diva, too, who's a director there now.
And it is about how many people talk about the anxiety of working on SNL.
Yes, yes.
And it's funny because you're kind of taking a piss out of that old saw that, you know, it's like going into battle doing SNL and the anxiety involved. But also at the same time, you're honoring that it is true. And it was really funny. I loved it.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a whole section of it where I start singing If These Pipes Could Talk, because it's talking about how everyone who ever worked there gets IBS basically from stress. And, you know, that video that night, everyone that worked there at some point went out of their way to be like, that was really like, that nailed how it feels basically in a fun, hopefully way. But,
also at a great moment because the 50th, it came out beautifully, I thought. But of course, part of the process was a mad scramble because things have to be. I think there might be some part of Lauren that likes that.
Of course. Also, it's stressful to be at the 50th. Make no mistake. Like, you love it. You wouldn't miss it. But you're like, it's fucking everyone who's ever worked here is all here. And like, who's going to say hi to me? Who's not going to say hi to me? Who do I say hi to? Am I going to be in the show? If I'm in the show too much, do I like what I'm doing? Am I pissed about that? If I'm not in the show, are they ignoring me? Like, there's no winning when you go back into that because it's such a vortex of everything that's ever happened there. So I was kind of hoping it would sort of be in the spirit of that also.
Yeah, I think you touched on something that anyone who's worked there has felt. And it's so strange because so many people enjoy SNL as they should. They should enjoy it without knowing what goes into the sausage.
Of course.
So they're not supposed to know. No one's supposed to know that the level of anxiety that some people manage to do it and not feel that.
Yeah.
That's not how I'm built. I always felt, and I was a writer. I was not a performer, but just as a writer, I felt like there was a gun against my head all the time.
It's designed that way. Yeah. It's a pressure cooker, but also like I personally went through that process and I still love it the same as before I worked there.
Yeah.
It gave me everything I had hoped it would ever give me and I loved doing it.
Yeah.
And so you have to recognize when it's time for you to leave because you can't physically do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can do that, I think it's fine. I mean, every job is hard.
Yeah.
You go to your doctor and they're all cheery, hopefully, but like they went to med school for like 70 years or something. So like it's a job and it's work and you do that work and your job is to make it seem like it's fun and just let the fun part filter through onto the show. Right?
And yes, I disagree. No, I disagree, but...
You disagree? But say more about that.
I just think you're wrong.
And you think I'm stupid and ugly?
Stupid and ugly, yes. But I hope that was implied.
Yeah.
It's interesting because when you went on to do the very funny, long-running Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you're working in this format that I think you and I are similar. You mentioned it earlier. You kind of want to make something and have it be out there pretty soon. And if you're making a short film or if you're in a sketch or I've always loved the world of think of it and then it happens pretty soon after you think of it.
Yes.
And I struggle in the format of, I don't even know how people make movies. What little I've seen of it, the idea that you would spend years of your life and not know, you would drop a nickel and not into a well and not hear it splash for 7 years and then get a critique.
Yeah.
And it splashes when you're busy doing 6 other things.
Yes.
That feels very strange to me. And even the rhythm of doing a Brooklyn Nine-Nine would be very different
Yes.
than, what you got? What you got, kid? What you got? What you got?
Yes. We got to a point, I mean, in our first 5 or 6 seasons or something, we had like over 20 episodes a season. It's like that old school series order. So we would reach a point where they were being written and we were shooting them after the season had started airing. And when you get into that rhythm, it's a little more stressful, but you can be like, hey, if I think of this joke today, it'll be on the air in like a month, 2 months,
right?
Which for a TV show is pretty good.
Yeah.
The thing about making Brooklyn that I loved, I mean, there were a million things I loved about it, but to your point earlier about doing the digital shorts at SNL is controlling the edit.
Yeah.
And just being like, if a joke is a dud, it's gone. Like the freedom of that feeling of knowing we're not going to expose anyone in our cast, we're not going to embarrass ourselves, and we're going to make it as tight as it needs to be or as slow as it needs to be for that thing. But something I was really proud of about Brooklyn Nine-Nine is that it flies. It really just goes and goes and goes. And that's something I really love personally.
Yeah, pacing. And I think of all the great clips that I watch over and over and over again from some of my favorite comedy movies, whether it's the Marx Brothers or W.C. Fields or whether it's Peter Sellers' Clouseau.
Dude, Who's on First?
Yeah.
I showed my daughter Who's on First because I was like, you should know what this is. They are flying.
Yeah. Abbott and Costello's famous Who's on First routine. And the other thing you realize about that, to be a total comedy nerd for a second, is what a great straight man means. You always think of Abbott and Costello. It's Costello who's the big, clown. And you sometimes think, what's this straight man really doing? He's just saying, now, wait a minute.
Oh, it's the whole thing.
But he's fantastic.
Fantastic, yeah.
His job is to keep the line tight.
Yep.
So that the other person hanging on doesn't sag. And what are you doing? What are you talking about? It's just that it's so fast.
The ball is just in the air.
The whole time.
It's incredible. And, you can tell they've done it a million times. And that's, back then it was much more like you work your act across the country and then you put it on tape, which maybe we should be doing more of. It's pretty incredible when you see those performances. It's just a whole different skill set.
Yeah, it was a different era when people would have an act for a lifetime.
Right, yeah.
So you would have your act, and you think about what's happened because of technology is you can work on an act for 25 years, and then they say, congratulations, you've got a HBO Max stand-up special. And you do it, and they go, great. You're nominated for an Emmy, but you didn't get it. But anyway,
who
really?
are we talking about?
No, not me. No,
I know.
But no, what I'm saying is that it's a quick hit. The rush is over. It's a very noisy world out there. And you just did something you've been thinking about for 15 years that you've tested and tested and tested. And now what else you got?
Yeah, it's tonnage now. It really is. I mean, comedy has always been that a little bit. You're only as funny as the last thing you did.
What if we had that principle on this podcast, but it was about the last thing you just said?
Right. Well, the last thing I said was pretty serious.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So
you're not funny right now.
Ironically, not funny.
Yeah. So in this second, you're not funny.
And so
until
you're saying,
you say the last thing.
Right.
Tomatoes. Now I'm funny.
Now you're really funny.
Yeah.
I'm almost like scared by how funny you just got.